So you mentioned something, I do like to talk about mental health. That is something that I like to navigate because I think it really, when you see people online, it's like you really don't know what's happening. Like they're putting stuff out because they want to bring value to your lives, right? Whoever's you're following. But as content creators, right, there's mental health in general, right? And then there's mental health as a content creator, which has its own sort of way of navigating and taking care of yourself. And you're gonna get mean comments, or let's be truthful, like we're all going, and we don't know where this is all gonna end, right? Like that pressure of, you see other people online that are, doing other things. And so mental health, I know for me personally, so I'll open up I'm very honest on my channel about how I do. For me, therapy has been very helpful to my journey. And truthfully, I don't think I'd be continuing doing these interviews if I hadn't done that work. Because to me personally, like expressing myself was very much a part of who I am, truthfully who I am. So now I'm gonna just come to all of you here to talk about like mental health when you think about what that means for you personally on your journey as you're navigating content creation. Like what comes to mind? What comes to mind for y'all?
There's pros and cons. Content creation has helped me a lot with confidence, especially having these girls. When you're vulnerable in your storytelling and then it hits and other people resonate, like it resonates with other people and they're like, oh my gosh, me too, you feel less alone. And that gives me a lot of confidence. And I'm like, oh, I made someone smile, or oh, someone relates to my story. Vanessa and Mafed are very specific about opening up on mental health a lot.
Well, I do want to say with like content creation and being like a go.
Yeah.
Last year, I remember I was going through like a really like painful place, but I remember I would just like wipe my tears and like say a joke, and like I ignored it almost. But at the same time, like the people pleasing, it's like I want to please the people, like I want to like get this out there because like they're waiting for something, sort of thing. Right. But
yeah, that's an interesting point there. And I'm curious, Mafed, who's like all about like, hey, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of like go, and you want to, sometimes we suppress it. Thank you. We suppress these feelings because sometimes I know, and I don't know if it's like growing up in a Latino household here, but I know that like in my home, like feeling anything outside of you're okay or happy is like, oh my God, like can't, and so I've learned through that I think maybe it probably inspired some of my people pleasing skills myself. But Mafed, what do you think about that as far as like, are you the type of person that's like, I'm gonna deal with my stuff, or I'm gonna handle it another day? Like how do you navigate that, knowing the way that you're laughing. I want what?
Because it really depends on the day. I've been having a rough past couple months. I recently lost my dog, so it was like, okay, and like having all this and just stuff in my life, and I'm like, okay, this is happening, and I'm a month away from finals because I'm the only one of the group who's still in school.
Okay.
Now, like, I'm gonna put my feelings in a little box. I'm gonna lock it up, throw it inside of the little box, lock it up again, shove it in a drawer, kick it somewhere to the curb, and I'm like, okay, I can deal with this when finals are over. Once finals are over, you can have a freaking breakdown. You can cry and crawl into the closet. You can do whatever you want to do. Right now, you don't have time. So I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah. If when I have time, I'm like, I'll finish finals and have like a complete breakdown like that whole freaking weekend. And I'm still feeling like I still need to recover from that whole semester. So I'm like, okay, just gotta take it easy. As I need to do, if I need to plan time to do my things. It just goes from extremes. So I'm like, if I need to do, like I have an assignment for Caroline too. So I was like, okay, like I know I have to get that done. And I'm like, get that done, plan it around, do my thing, and I'll do it. And there's days just like, you know what, I'm just in a rush of energy and I'll work through the whole night if I need to. It really varies.
But I feel like, and I don't know if it's like my therapist talking through me here, but but I think it's actually pretty cool that you're, I think people underestimate how powerful it is to just be aware, like to be aware of saying, you know what, like I have these things, I'm not prepared to address them. I'm gonna, sometimes maybe people don't double lock it, but you can lock it up, you can store it somewhere, but you're like, you know what, I recognize like I need to work on this, but I will get to that when I'm ready. And I think a lot of us, we should cut ourselves a little bit more grace to know, like, hey, like, you're gonna get through it. It's a process. It's like
100% the
You know?
therapist speaking, because I literally had this argument with
Is
my
that- is
therapist
that
like
it?
2
Is
weeks
that
ago.
true?
And she's like, how you been doing? And I'm like, well, I'm hanging by a thread, you know, grasping the little bit of sanity I have. She's like, I don't like that answer from you. I'm like, I know.
But you're
try.
hanging on. I mean, you're hanging on, and I think, you know, life will. I don't know if you've seen this movie people here, but it's called Life Itself. Life Itself? No.
No, but I'm adding that to the watch list.
Add it because it's basically about generations of families. And in one of the last scenes, I don't want to ruin it, but the simple quote of like, sometimes like life will literally bring you to your knees. Like stuff's gonna happen, you're like, what? Didn't expect it. And life will bring you to your knees. And I think that offers perspective too, but then it's really cheesy, but they're like, life will bring you to your knees, but if you get up and you just walk a little bit further and you turn the corner, like love will find you in the strangest of places. And isn't that pretty cool? I'm like, it's true. Like signs will show you. You just gotta keep going. And I think, not to get all deep about this, but about our own content creation, but our careers, but I also think about like content creation and like what y'all are doing is like you are literally taking you're creating the opportunities for yourself, and it's like you never know, if you just keep going a little further, you don't know like what's around the corner, truly. So this is my way of telling you guys, like just keep going, you know. You'll turn different corners, and you're gonna find some amazing things. Because I don't think that there's nothing out there like Our Vibes Media, Our Vibes. There's nothing out there like Our Vibes. Think about that for a second. Like there isn't. There's not another Jennifer, another Caroline, another Vanessa Moffett. So like own your strength. Everyone here is funny. Everyone here is creative. So I want to do this little thing. So get your props.